everyone, welcome to the OTG Special Edition Workshop, the 2026 Vision. Why is today so special? Okay? Because right now, we are standing in the middle of two massive waves in our business. Number one, Nu Skin has officially opened the India market. Number two, we have launched Prism.io, wellness intelligence technology that lets us talk about health using real data, not just guesses. The purpose of this workshop is simple. We are going to show you how to position yourself in front of those waves using the OTG system so that the 12 to 24 months of your business look very different from the last 12. For those who don't know me, my name is Thun. I'm from Thailand, born and raised there, and now I live in Long Beach, California. By profession, I'm an engineer. I spent 20 years in the corporate world, designing buildings and managing big projects. From the outside, it looked like success. But on the inside, I knew I had no leverage. If I stopped working, the income stopped. Long hours, constant pressure, zero freedom. If you can relate to that feeling, where you have the career but not the time, type yes in the chat right now. 14 years ago, I realized that if nothing changed, I'd be trading time for money for the rest of my life. That is when I found Nu Skin. Now let's be clear. I was an engineer. I was not a networker. I had zero background in sales. What changed everything was plugging into OTG. I learned how to invite, how to present, how to follow up, and how to lead teams. It wasn't instant. It took me about 3 years of consistent work to leave my job as a vice president. Now, people thought I was crazy, but I was clear on my vision. Today, I have flexibility. I travel with my wife, Anna. I get to support teams in multiple countries, but most importantly, we get to help other people win, and that brings us to OTG, One Team Global. For those of you who are new to the business, let me take a moment to explain what OTG is. OTG is more than just a system. It is a community. It is a place where people like you can build profitable international Nu Skin businesses with real support from leaders and teams who actually care about your success. Our vision is to create a unique global organization through teamwork, mentorship, and unwavering support, and to help you build a successful international Nu Skin business. Our mission is to develop leaders using a proven global system built on 5 core values: contribution, honesty, accountability, integrity, and respect. So what does that look like in real life? OTG gives you tools and environments where you can grow. We have training sessions, workshops, and events, including our annual kickoff and the Success Summit, which is our flagship event, where leaders come together to celebrate, strategize, and level up. We also have System 7 workshops. These walk you through the actual workflow of building a real sustainable business step by step, so you're not guessing your way forward. Now, it's important to understand something. The way we build can look different from person to person or team to team. Some of you are building mostly online, some of you are building offline, some of you are focused on India, others are focused on your local market, but the foundations are the same for everyone. Those foundations are duplication, edification, respecting cross lines, and consultation are the pillars that keep our community clean, professional, and consistent all around the world. Underneath all of that is the System 7 workflow, which is central to how we build inside OTG. Around those 7 steps, there are 2 powerful support engines, and the first is OTG special events. And these events build belief, showcase our products and our business, and help people upgrade their vision of what is possible. And the second is the set of core habits. If you've attended Team Elite University or our fly-in events, you've seen these in action. Then these are the daily and weekly actions that successful leaders repeat consistently. Together, the System 7 workflow, OTG special events, and the core habits form the backbone of how we build inside One Team Global. And today, we are going to apply this principle to what is happening right now. My role is simple. I'll introduce our speakers. I'll connect their message back to the system, and I'll bottom line the actions you can take immediately. If you stay engaged, take notes, and commit to acting on what you hear, this workshop can be a real turning point for you. If you're ready, type "ready" in the chat. Let's get started. Our first speaker is someone who literally helped shape the system we're talking about today. When you think about catching big waves like India opening and Prism IO launching, you need more than motivation. You need a system that duplicates. That's why we're starting with Patrick Baum. Patrick is Circle of Excellence, one Blue Diamond NTC Chief Ambassador, 21 years with Nu Skin, and part of the OTG North America core team. For 2 decades, he's been building global business not just for himself, but for thousands of people who rely on OTG and System 7 as their roadmap. When Patrick started, he was working long, grinding days, building someone else's dream while they were on the golf course. He saw leaders in Nu Skin who had what he wanted, financial leverage and time flexibility. So he plugged into the system, did the work, and built a business that allowed him to become a full-time stay-at-home dad, and now to build this business together with his wife, Tracy, and their family. Patrick isn't just successful. He is one of the voices behind how One Team Global and System 7 are used all over the world. Today, he's gonna walk us through why you must have a system if you want true success in the business, the vision and mission of OTG and what that means for your business, and how the System 7 workflow, special events, and core habits all fit together so you can build a business that duplicates with or without you. If you've ever felt like you're working hard but not seeing duplication, this is where you lean in, take notes, and treat this like a strategy session for your future. OTG family, help me welcome Patrick Baum.
Thank you so much, Toon, and thanks for that great edification. We appreciate you so much and everything that you do to contribute to this amazing team we have here with One Team Global. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Patrick Baum, and today I'll be going over System 7 and why you would want a system, the importance of having a system to help you duplicate. And also what we're going to talk about is a little history of One Team Global and the vision of One Team Global and how you can use One Team Global to help build your business. So my journey started with Nu Skin 21 years ago, and I was, working for someone else, building their dream. They were on the golf course for 8 hours a day. Well, I was working 12 hours a day, and I said, something's got to change. And lo and behold, a friend of mine came to me and said, hey, Patrick, why don't you take a look at what's going on with Nu Skin? And what I saw in particular was their lifestyle. I saw that they had financial leverage. I saw that they had time flexibility and could live life on their terms. And I'm like, that's what I want. So I jumped in, I got involved, and I followed our system, something that we're going to go through today. And as I built this business, it began to build, take on a mind of its own, and it wasn't about me anymore. I was able to duplicate. It was amazing to create the financial leverage and to have the time flexibility to live life on my terms. 14 years ago, my daughter was born, and I went from traveling the world, building this business, to having a whole new world as a single stay-at-home full-time dad. And it was amazing. She has never, ever seen me go into a traditional job. She's only seen me do this business. And we've been able to have this flexibility and this leverage. And it was amazing. 6.5 years ago, I was at a Nu Skin event, something else I'm going to talk about, right? The importance and the power of events. But I actually met my wife there, Tracy. We became friends. 6 months later, started dating. A year after that, we got married. And now the best part is we get to do this business together, helping other people achieve their dreams and goals for their reasons, while we continue to get ours too. And it's amazing. We also get to do this with our family, and our children get to watch us and see the success. And we're able to have this family environment where it's incredible, you guys. And so I'm gonna go through today, and I'm gonna talk about System 7. I'm gonna talk about the importance of One Team Global and how it can contribute to your business. Now, this is Nathan, and Nathan actually is an amazing guy. He actually was one of the founders of One Team, the founder of One Team Global, along with some other leaders that he brought in. They developed One Team Global with his guidance and literally created a system through their experience, through everything that they had done to become successful. And just so you know, Nathan is literally one of the top network marketers in the entire industry, in the entire world, right? He has amazing businesses all over the world. I mean, he is the king of kings in network marketing, right? And so he took all of his experience and said, hey, this is what we've done to create success, and let's create something that we can duplicate and have a system that will allow our entire teams all over the world to be able to have success. And the key word to achieve freedom is duplication, period, right? It's not about how good the system is, but can it be easily duplicated? And Nathan would always say that. And so he had a system that was able to be duplicated easily, and he shared that within his entire organization around the world and many others outside of his organization. And what we have today is One Team Global, System 7. Because of his efforts and the efforts of other top leaders, you are able to build your business your way. And what do we mean by that? Well, every single one of us follow the same system. You may not even realize it, but we all do the same things if we want to be successful. The difference is maybe there's a different application, meaning maybe you're socially, doing your business through social media or online. You have an online presence, and that's how you're recruiting, and that's how you're bringing people into the business. Or maybe you're out doing belly to belly and in-home demonstrations or whatever it is. Maybe you're focusing on just nutritional, or maybe you're focusing just on skincare. But the point is you're able to do the business your way, but follow a system, right? Okay, that will create leaders by providing a proven global system based on contribution, honesty, accountability, integrity, and respect. And so whatever it is, however you're building the business, we can support you and have guidance for you to have success through System 7 and through One Team Global. Now the vision, right, through One Team Global and System 7 is to create this unique global organization, through teamwork, mentorship, support, empowering individuals to create a profitable international new skin business. You guys, we're open in almost 50, I think it's 49, 50 countries around the world. And because of what we have, you're able to build this massive global business, contributing and working with One Team Global and System 7. Now the mission, right, is to develop OTG leaders by providing a proven global system based on contribution, honesty, accountability, integrity, and respect. And what do we mean by this? Well, what it means is like I can build my business, and through partnering with One Team Global and System 7, as I expand around the world, for example, I have business in Sweden, so I can send my people to Sweden, to my friends in Sweden, where they have a safe place to land, where they can go and go to a meeting, and I feel like, they're going to get taken care of. No one's going to try to take my people. No one's going to, de-edify me. They're actually going to build me up and say, hey, great, we love Patrick. Patrick's a great leader, and you know what, you're more than welcome here, and we will help, in any way we can. And we do the same thing here. And if I want to send someone to let's say, the UK, I have my buddy Kyle there, who I can say, hey, Kyle, I got someone coming. Can you take care of him at the meeting? And he'll be like, yeah, he has a safe place here. He'll be taken care of. People like Kirsty in New Zealand. And then we got our partners in Japan. I mean, all over the world, you guys, because of this amazing OTG System 7 and the group, One Team Global, you're able to develop leaders and create business all over the world. And just know and understand, that these leaders are going to be created by providing this, proven global system based on contribution, honesty, accountability, and integrity and respect from all of the leaders all over the world. Now, this is System 7, right? This is kind of a screenshot, a map of it, what it actually is. And we're going to go through this today. We're going to go through the workflow, every one of these steps today. And we're going to have great leaders come on and talk about setting goals, how to create your list so you know who to talk with, how to invite, how to present, and the tools that we use to present, how do you follow up and how do you get people started? And then, of course, the driving lines concept with teamwork and the ability to go out and build this business. And so we're going to go through that today. You're going to see some amazing leaders that will walk you through each and every one of these steps. This is System 7. This is the workflow. No matter what the application, like I said a minute ago, everyone is doing these steps. Whether you're working online, offline, through social media, through person to person, it doesn't matter what product you're focusing on, or whether you're top down or bottom up, meaning you're focused on talking about the business first and then the products, or the products first and then the business. It doesn't matter. This workflow is done with everybody. Okay. Now, let's talk about special events. Okay, I'm going to go through special events and core habits, and then later on I'm going to talk about our core values and principles. But let's talk about the importance of events. We build our business off of events. Now, events, might be doing a one-on-one, person to person, a demo, or going and talking and explaining the business. And then, of course, we're always upgrading to the next event. And then maybe you invite them to a business briefing where they can get a bigger overall picture. And then have a product presentation. And of course, a workshop, just like you're doing today, where people can start to learn how to do the business. And of course, we have regional events and success summits and conventions. But all of these events, you guys, are used to build belief in people, to upgrade people and recruit them along the way, because we're continually recruiting. Okay, someone signs up in the business and says, hey, Patrick, I want to do this business. We're using events to get them to the next step, to get them to the next level. And I love this because they're tools of our trade, right? So maybe, okay, we got Prism launching right now, you guys. The Prism right here is an amazing tool. So maybe you're out scanning people, giving people their antioxidant score, giving them an assessment, a nutritional assessment, and getting them on some type of subscription, and then upgrading them saying, hey, do you want to do this business with us? Or maybe, someone came in through an online social media post, or maybe you just did a demo with the Lumi Spa, and someone had a product experience. But along the way, they are going to, have these events that'll get, and then we're going to get them to the next event. It might be a 3-way call with your upline to help explain the business if you're brand new, or get them on one of our nightly business briefings. Along the way, they're eventually going to sign up. And they are going to go from cold to hot using events, the event cycle. Now there's Zoom trainings, we have local events, in-home business meetings, right? We have success trips that are an event, right? You can earn a success trip for 2 people, all expenses earned, all these amazing places all over the world. Maybe, then we have regional events that people can plug into. Maybe in the bigger cities you can go, or right here in Salt Lake, or LA, or Seattle, or Chicago, or Atlanta, or Dallas, or Houston, or New York, or, the bigger cities, we have these regional events that people can plug into. And then, of course, we have our success summits or kickoffs, right? We're going to talk about those here in just a second. And then, of course, conventions. The point is as people grow in their business and move from signing up as a brand affiliate, we use the event cycle to build people, right? To go from cold to hot in the business. And along the way, they'll increase in pin title. And you're going to continually use events to build belief in people, right? To build them up, to help them come in and learn about our business, to learn the system, to learn how to do it. And of course, everybody that plugs into the events, you guys, I can promise you this is a fact. People that stay committed and plugged into using events and following the event cycle, right, will grow in the business and stay in the business. It's a fact, right? We're always recruiting. We're always developing leaders. It never stops. And the best way is to keep plugging into our event cycle. And so and understand we're going to take someone from cold to hot, right? The event cycle is the best tool we have to build your business. Okay. Now, for example, we got our Zoom briefings every single night at 6 p.m. on Sunday through Thursday, and then of course, Monday through Friday, we go, at 1 p.m. Okay. And so understand you can plug people into these events, right? Take a screenshot of this. That's the code and the password there, and you can plug someone into these events. They're going to learn about the business. They're 30 minutes, and they'll give them an overview of the business, right? India specific ones also, because we're opening up India. Okay, and these happen every single day. It's pretty incredible. Now, we also have these regional events that people, like I said, people can plug into. And we got some going on in the UK. We got some, different areas around the world. So your leaders will let you know, hey, these are where these events are, and we can start plugging people into those. And then every single month, you guys, okay, we have fly-ins, okay, where, like, for example, the next one is December 12th and 13th, right here in Provo, Utah, just down the street from where I live, where you can come in, you can check out the company. We do 2 days of training. And guess what? All of this stuff is free, right? You just have to get yourself there, where you're going to learn from the top leaders. And these usually happen on the 3rd Friday and Saturday of the month. But sometimes they're on the 2nd, like in December, when there's a holiday or things like that. And so you get the schedule for these, and you get people to these events, and they'll grow. Next big event is Kickoff, January 9th and 10th. You're going to want to be here. Take a screenshot. You guys, we're going to be launching Prism. Okay, this is the next big event. You do not want to miss this. if this is where leaders are born. Leaders are born in events. If you want to be a leader and have a successful business, then you're going to get to this event in January. You're going to come to TEU, and then you're going to come to this one, right? And then we also have our success summits, where it's a big celebration, you guys. We have it's the most amazing 3-day event. The next one is July 9th through the 11th in 2026. You want to get your tickets, so you can come to these events also. We have amazing speakers like Hal Elrod and our amazing leaders within New Skin, you guys. And it is a celebration. The Dream Night is incredible, where you are recognized, you're rewarded. It's literally a 3-day party. It is awesome. It's fun. And these are some of the best events we have, okay? So, you got these events going on, right? And again, leaders are born at events. And then, of course, we got live happening in Japan. This is a worldwide event, right? Whereas, Success Summit right here was, is North America. Usually we have people from Europe come. I mean, anyone can come, right? But there's Success Summits all over the world in different places. But convention is a worldwide event, and you're going to want to be there, right? And there's going to be, 10, 20,000 people there at this event, you guys. But the point is, use these events to grow and build your business, okay? That's the event cycle, okay? Special events, they're so important, right? So we have the workflow, which is what we're going to go through today. We have the special event cycle, which you want to start plugging into. And then, of course, something else we have is what's called core habits. Every successful person follows these core habits, meaning they go out and do these things. And we're going to jump through these right now, okay? Now, number 1, be a product of the product. This is my beautiful wife, Tracy. This is one of her favorite products. So the question is how many products do you use in a day? Because whatever you do, the people you bring in the business will do. And, if you're not using a product, of course, how can you share a product with someone else, right? Even if they don't want to do the business, you've got people that are using our products, right? Because that's how we get paid, creating volume, the consumption of products. So what do you need to do? Well, I'm going to show you what I do, right? As you can see here, okay, I have my collagen, okay? I take that every day, okay? I also go to the gym and work out, so I have my pre-workout, okay? I take that every day, right? Okay, and I do that. Also at night, I like to have my nighttime tea, so I take that every day, so I sleep really, really good at night, okay? Now, those are some of the side products that I use. Then, of course, I have my nutritional products, right? I have my Life Pack, you guys. This is going to help increase your scanner score. The number 1 product you need to be on. So I'm on that every day. And then I have what's called, Age Lock Youth, right? Another product that will help increase your scanner score, right? Important, right? You're going to want to be on that one too, okay? Oh, let's talk about T-Green. I'm on that, right? Incredible for immune support. And of course, I'm on Reishi Max, okay? And then one of my other favorite ones is this one called Cordy Max. I'm on this, okay? Guys, I'm on all this stuff, right? And then, of course, Meta, right, for your metabolic system. And then I'm on G3, which is our antioxidant drink and juice, okay? So you guys see it? I'm on all these. I take all these. And then, of course, my new Biome for gut health. I take that every day. I drink that. And then colostrum, for immune defense. I take that every day, you guys. Oh, and this is one of my other favorite ones I take, okay? My Sharp Focus helps me focus, right? So these are all nutritional products I take. So how many do you take in a day? And that's just my nutrition. Then I'm on my skincare. I got my Lumi Spa. I got my new black Lumi Spa just the other day. It's pretty cool. So the point is you have to be a product of the product, okay? And when you come in to the business, you ship everything. If you're using something that you're buying in another store, you buy it from your own store and become a product of the product. As you start to earn money, you can add more and more products. But the point is you have to use the products. If you want your scanner score to go up, okay, which is we're launching this, right? The Prism IO. If you want a high score, people are going to ask you, what's your score? And if you're not using the product, you're not going to have a high score, okay? Now, we're going to want to go out and get new customers, right? So we're either doing through social media, doing shout outs, we're going out and doing assessments with the scanner, talking to people about what type of nutrition they're taking, referrals, through, people are through your customers. And then of course, every single customer, we're going to flip to become a brand rep. You're asking them, do they want to get into the business, right? So you're always maintaining new customers, which helps you build your business also, because then you can invite them to do the business with you. Okay, so every single week you're getting about 3 new customers. Okay, that's the idea. Now we're also presenting the business, at least 15 presentations per month, you guys, at least. Okay, so you're going to go out and you're going to take your contact list, which you're going to learn about here in just a minute, and you're going to invite people to do the business with you and get in presentations where you can explain to them how they're going to make money, how they can create a business, how they can duplicate a business. Guys, this is key, and you're going to want to commit to at least 15 of these a month. This is what the successful people are doing each month. As you start to build your business, okay, you create volume through people that are coming in to do the business and people that are your customers. You want to get up to where you're doing about 4,000 points. We call a block about 500 points in volume. So you're going to want to do 4,000, because we know that every brand representative that gets to 8 blocks, we call it 8 is great, right? We know that they statistically have a higher percentage of success in the business, right? People that have 8 blocks or 4,000 points in volume are they have 2 times more customers than everyone else. 80% of those that have 2 blocks in each week or 8 during the month, right, stay in the business. Okay, 6 times more likely to advance in pin title within 3 months, meaning grow. Okay, I could keep going on and on. 15 more times likely to have a 10K leadership leg within 3 months, meaning you're going to probably be making $3,000 to $4,000 a month or more, maybe 5 or 6. Okay, why? So if you go out and you help other people do this business, help them get to brand rep, you're gonna be able to maintain 8 blocks and get people on subscription. And we know statistically that having 8 blocks, okay, or 4,000 points in volume will create success in your business. So this is a goal you want to shoot for. Now, something else is you got to feed your mind daily, you guys. Every single leader, every single person that does this business is working on themselves. Right? They're going out and reading books that are applicable to their business. They're going out and doing the things that will help them grow. Personal development, self-development. We have a book of the month club. All of these types of things. Are you getting on the One Team Global calls, right? Which is number 6. Are you going and literally plugging in every single day? These two are kind of connected, number 5 and number 6, helping grow and learning and plugging into our system and going to the meetings, getting on the weekly calls, staying connected, all right? Being involved, right? Get on the One Team. Every single morning on One Team Global Live, on our Facebook page, we do a training for 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, some people, right? And you go on, it sets you up for your day for success, right? And along with maybe doing your miracle morning, here on number 5, right? Important things. Are you waking up in the morning and feeding your mind and setting your day right? Those types of things. These things are so important. These are habits that you create and do that will help create success. Okay, staying plugged in. Are you going to the meetings? Are you going to the trainings? Are you coming to kickoff? Are you coming to Team Elite Universities, the monthly fly-ins? Are you coming to Success Summit? Are you going to conventions? All of these things are important. Stay connected to OTG. Stay connected to the system. Okay, now number 7 is you need to become a team player. And I'm going to actually come back at the end of our day today, and I'm going to walk through these 4 key components, right? I'm going to wrap up our session today talking about what it means to become a team player. And what we're talking about here is following the basic principles that will set you up for success, the principles that underline the entire System 7, the foundation that System 7 is built upon, you guys. Now, I've gone through everything, right? And we know and understand that consistency is the DNA of all mastery, meaning as you go out and you follow our system, okay, to build this business, as you go through the workflow, you're consistent at going through every single month and setting your goals, creating your contact list, adding to it, right? Going in and inviting, making sure you're presenting to 15 people a month, right? You're following up, you're following the system, you're attending the special events, you're going through this event cycle that we have. And then of course, core habits, right? Going through and making these part of who you are in your business. And later on, as I come back after you go through System 7 today, and after we go through the workflow and you hear from all the amazing presenters that we're about to have, I will then underlie the foundational principles of duplication, edification, respecting sidelines, no cross-lining, and consultation. All right, everybody. Have a great day today. Take lots of notes. Go through everything as if, this is your business, right? You're going and you're creating this amazing business. If you treat this like a hobby, it'll be a hobby, right? But if you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. I'm telling you, treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. But if you treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business. All right, everybody, let's make it great. Have fun going through these presenters. You guys, every single one of them, just so you know and understand, have been there. They've done it. They're experienced. They've done the work, and that's why they're presenting today. So, Toon, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Let's have a great workshop, and we'll see each and every one of you, as I like to say, on the best beaches of the world.
Wow. Huge thank you to Patrick for setting the foundation for us. Let me bottom line a few key things he just gave us. Freedom requires duplication, not heroics. It's not about how talented you are. It's about whether you plug into a system that anyone can follow and repeat. System 7 exists so your business can grow beyond your personal effort. OTG gives you a global safe place to build. Because of the OTG vision and values, you can send people anywhere in the world and know they'll be supported, edified, and guided, not poached or confused. That's how you build a global business with confidence. Events plus core habits are non-negotiable. The event cycle and daily habits are not extra. They're the engine. People who stay plugged into events, use the tools, and live the core habits are the ones who grow, stay, and advance. Leaders are born at events, and they're sustained by habits. So here's your action step from Patrick's session. Before this workshop is over today, decide on 3 things. Which System 7 step you will tighten up first, which event you're absolutely committed to attending next, fly in to kickoff, success summit, etc., and which core habit you will start or level up this week. Don't just admire the system, pick where you will plug in deeper and write it down. Patrick has just given us the big picture, the why and the framework of OTG and System 7. In our next session, we're going to zoom in on setting goal and turn this framework into very specific, practical actions you can take immediately. So take 10 seconds, circle your one biggest takeaway from Patrick, and get ready because we're about to build on this with our next speaker. If you've ever wondered whether this business can really create long-term top 1% income and keep family first, our next speaker is living proof. Our speaker is Charlie Patterson, team elite for 20 years on the OTG Global Board, OTG NA Core Team, 21 years with Nu Skin, and one of the top 1% of income earners for nearly 2 decades, all while being a husband and dad to 5 kids. Before Nu Skin, Charlie was a professional wakeboarder and pioneer of the sport. At the top of his game, he realized his income was 100% linear. If he stopped, it stopped. That wake-up call sent him searching for leveraged income, and he found it here. Today, Charlie is going to talk about goal setting and progression through the compensation plan, how to begin with the end in mind, use the plan as your roadmap, and build a business that matches the lifestyle you actually want. OTG family, get your notebooks ready and help me welcome Team Elite, Charlie Patterson.
Hello everyone, Charlie Patterson here. I'm actually in the Delta Lounge on my way to the UK to go over and work with my team and OTG in the market, and then off to India next week, back in there as we're in this first full month after the opening of India last month in November. Now, for those of you that I have not had the opportunity of meeting you yet, my name is Charlie Patterson, and I have been with the company for 21 years. I have been a team elite for 20 of those years, which just means I've been at the top of the compensation plan. I've been building teams successfully and had an incredible journey over the last 21 years as I made the transition from being a professional wakeboarder, one of the pioneers of the sport, where I took 10 years of my life, invested in the development of the sport, the grassroots, the building of the pro tour, our portion of the X Games, development of my own professional career, and really being a pioneer of the sport and what we people know of it today. I woke up one morning in my 10-year, looked out at the lake that I lived on, and I never wanted to do it again. And that really came from nowhere. Thankfully, I just recently read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I understood that I had linear income. And it didn't matter if my income was here, here, or here, that when I stopped, the income stopped. And that was a really scary time for me because I wondered, how in the heck am I going to maintain the same lifestyle that I've grown accustomed to? And I don't just want my life to stay like this. I want it to go to the next level. And I was one of the top 1%, less than 1% of income earners in the sport of wakeboarding. And I wanted a bigger, better life. I didn't want to live in the glory days of my past. And I wanted to build a leveraged asset. And so I set a goal, intention to go out and find a way to do just that, to find a replacement that I could leave wakeboarding and not only maintain that same lifestyle, but take it to another level. And I was introduced to Nu Skin. I didn't believe it was actually what I was looking for. I didn't believe I had any interest in it. Yet my friend said, would you please just look at this to make me look good? The result after that presentation and due diligence, just a few days later on February 1st, 2004, I decided that this was the answer that I was looking for. I joined the company, created my brand affiliate account February 1st, and set a goal of being a blue diamond in the next 11 months. I was presented an action plan by my upline to follow, at which I did. And the result, blue diamond, December 1st, 2004, Team Elite another 3 months later. And I set a new intention when that happened, given to me by an incredible mentor, Team Elite Mort Ehrlich, that I'd be Team Elite every single year for the rest of my life. And I've done just that. And so we're going to talk about goals today because as a athlete, I was recruited to UCLA for football. I was recruited to the University of Oregon for track and field. I was an all-state football player. I was first place in state, tied for first place in state in pole vaulting when I was recruited to the Ducks. And goal setting has been a part of my entire childhood. It then became part of my goal setting for wakeboarding, not only in the sport, but also in business. And then obviously when I joined Nu Skin, setting goals and continue to set goals every single month, every year, and beginning with the end in mind. And so as we talk about this, it's really, really important to know that I encourage you to read the last chapter of the book first. Watch the last 5 minutes of the movie first. And this sets our intention. If we know where we're going and that the hero, okay, is going to survive the movie by the end of the movie or the end of the book, then we keep our energy nice and neutral throughout the journey and the experience. And that is really what we want to do the best at, is controlling. The only thing we're in control of is ourselves. I begin with the end in mind. I start with intention. What is your intention? What is the outcome that you desire? And I'm going to just pull up the compensation plan here because I believe it is just perfect for us to look at the progression as what do we do in this business? We move people into the business as a brand affiliate. We help them get to brand representative, and then we help them progress through the back of the plan in the lead bonus to gold, lapis, ruby, emerald, diamond, blue diamond, and Team Elite, wherever they want to go. And this is a natural goal setting motion in which we easily move through the plan. Not that it is easy, but that we use it for easy goal setting. All right. So we begin with the end in mind. What is the outcome that you desire? That is your target. And I relate this to, like if I get a car and I don't know where I'm going, I'm either never going to leave the driveway or I'm going to go and drive around aimlessly before I come back home and have achieved nothing. Okay. If we don't set goals, we don't know where we're going. Thus, it doesn't give us the ability to build an action plan on what we must do every day, every week, every month, and for the year to achieve the goals. It's not just about goal setting, it's about goal achievement, right? And doing what we say we're going to do. Underneath the goal setting and to have goal achievement is an action plan that's crucial, and you're going to work with your upline, your senior partners that have experience to help you lay out that plan for achievement. So natural progression, if you're an affiliate, that is to get your LOI 1,000 points done in a single month, then become brand representative, as fast as possible. How long does it take? You are completely in control of that. We've seen people become brand representative in an hour. We've seen people take 2 months. It's all in your control on how much time you want to put into the business, in the number of reps you're doing, and if you're following your coach. There's 3 things that I must have to work with someone successfully. They must be coachable, they must be willing to change, and they must be willing to invest in themselves. And that was true for athletics. It's also true for our business, which our business, Nu Skin, I treat it like my sport. So once you're an affiliate, become brand representative. Once you're a brand representative, help other people become brand representatives. Very simple. Become a brand representative, create brand representatives. And as you do, and you create 1, you're going to be a gold. Create 2, personally sponsored to you, you're going to be a lapis. Create 3, you're going to be a lapis. And then a ruby, once you have one of those legs that has 5,000 in leadership team volume, you progress to emerald when you have 4 brand representatives and 1 leadership team that's doing on 10,000. You're going to be diamond when you have 5 of those legs, with 1 doing 10,000 and 1 doing 20,000. And then blue diamond is 3 leadership teams with 6 brand reps, 1 at 30, 1 at 20, and 1 at 10,000. And then team elite is 6 G1 brand representatives with a 40,000 leg, a 30,000 leg, 20,000, and 10,000. And so these are all natural progressions. We want to work with you to help you progress through this. Again, begin with the end in mind, be coachable, be willing to change, and willing to invest yourself. And we will see you at one of our upcoming events. Which one? The next one. It doesn't matter what day, what month it is of the year, what day of the month it is. The next event is your event to get to. Never miss an event, never go alone, and work to control the room. My name's Charlie Patterson from Oregon, on my way to Europe and then to India, and I will look forward to seeing you at one of our upcoming events.
Huge thank you to Charlie for that powerful session. Here are the big takeaways. Begin with the end in mind. If you don't choose a target rank and timeline, you'll just drive in circles. Use the compensation plan as your GPS. Each rank is a clear, measurable step. Affiliate, brand rep, lapis, ruby, emerald, diamond, blue diamond, team elite. So you always know what's next. Be the kind of person leaders can coach. Coachable, willing to change, and willing to invest in yourself and never miss an event. Never go alone. Your action from Charlie's training. Pick your next rank and deadline. Book a planning call with your upline to map the action plan and lock in the next OTG event you will attend with at least 1 guest. Charlie just showed you how to turn dreams into targets and targets into plans. Our next speaker will help you turn that plan into daily behavior. You can start immediately. If you've ever felt successful on paper but guilty because you're not really present at home, you're gonna feel this next story. Our speaker is Jason Harris, Circle of Excellence 1, Blue Diamond NTC Ambassador, and part of the OTG North America core team. Jason has been with Nu Skin for 16 years. Before this business, he was running 7 LLCs with 3 boys under 8. The money was good, but he wasn't the dad he wanted to be. He says this business was an answer to a prayer I didn't even know I was praying. It gave him what he really wanted, his time, and the ability to be a present father, not just a provider. Today, Jason is teaching one of the most vital pieces of System 7, contacts. How to build and grow your list, how to think in circle of influence, and how to be an evangelist for this Prism IO opportunity while we're disrupting a $6.8 trillion wellness industry. OTG family, lean in, grab your notebook, and help me welcome Jason Harris.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the workshop. I'm going to be covering contacts. For those of you that have not had the opportunity to meet yet, my name is Jason Harris. I've been with Nu Skin now for 16 years, and this business was an answer to a prayer I didn't even know I was praying. I was a guy that had 7 different LLCs. I had 3 boys under the age of 8. I was a very good financial provider, but not a present dad, and that's what I really wanted to be. And this business has allowed us that kind of lifestyle to where I could be a present dad. And so we're going to go into one of the vital importance parts of this workshop, really to go into contacts. You need contacts always, always, always. Your contact list should be growing all the time. In 16 years, I probably have a bigger contact list than ever before. And it's because I'm constantly adding to it as I'm meeting new people, as we're adding new team members. It doesn't matter how we're doing it. And now with social media, you honestly have a limitless number of contacts that you can do. So we're going to talk about that today, because you got to think about your contact list is almost like that lead list that you're going into. Right? You're constantly working that list. You're meeting people at different times of their life. People are busy. When I first got approached with this business, honestly, I laughed in my friend's face as she started talking to me about it, because if you were talking to me about a 40-hour work week, that was part-time for me. A typical day for me was at least 10 to 12 hours. That was pretty normal, sometimes 14. And I was just looking for some way to get my life back, to get my time back. And as I started building this business, okay, once I recruited myself, which is the number one person you have to recruit into this business is yourself. Once I made the commitment, I made the decision that I was going to make a success out of this business, and this was what I was going to be doing, I needed to start building my team. If you think about Nu Skin, there's two really big parts of it. One, customer obsession, right? You should be customer obsessed. You should be wanting to put people on our products, ultimately on subscription, to where people are, you have that recurring revenue over and over, right? Because people fall in love with our products. And I tell my people this all the time. I guarantee if you use this product as directed, you will get the results you're looking for, because our products are proven. So I'm customer obsessed. You want that good customer base, but also leadership driven. I was also looking for people that might want to take advantage of this business like I wanted to. I was looking for a way, again, to create my time and to get my life back, to get my time back. Time is that one commodity we can never get back. And that's what I was looking for. I was a good provider. We're making plenty of money, but I was looking for a way where I could really get to a point to where, how can my business work without me? Right? I didn't want my business dependent on me showing up all the time. I wanted it to run without me. So in order to do that, you have to develop leadership throughout your business and or have a big subscription base to your business. That way that business is just churning whether you show up or not. And we're in this midst of this prism opportunity. If you're watching this workshop right now, you're one of the first people literally in the world to even have a clue about this technology, let alone to be able to monetize it. And I really want you to think about that aspect, because we're at a point right now to where if you were to think about the knowledge you know today and think in hindsight, knowing what you know now, what if you were to get that phone call from Apple, from Whoop Band, from Fitbit, from Aurora Ring, or any other wearable on the market? And I really want you to think about knowing what you know today. If they would have called you and said, hey, if you help spread the word and every device you help get in the marketplace, you can share in that revenue. You could build a business off it, make recurring revenue from here to the end of days, as long as people are using it. Knowing what you know today, would it be even a hesitancy in your decision? Absolutely not. You're getting that phone call right now. We're in the midst of disrupting a $6.8 trillion wellness industry, and you have the opportunity to do it. Now, how do we do it? We have to be an evangelist for our business. We have to invite people to our business. How do you know who to invite? That's where it gets down to our contact list. So forever, we've always talked about friends, family, business, and community. We have this worksheet that we have prepared for you to get you started. Now, ultimately, you should want to fill out this list of 100 names or more. Really start thinking about people that want to participate on one of two levels: to be a customer for your products and or join you in this business. Now, I don't know if you're watching this. I want you to really think about it. If you have a job today and say you're 45 years or younger, do you really want to do what you're doing another 25 to 30 years? Because that's reality if you don't make a change. Now, I want you to now think about how many people do you know that, yeah, they don't mind doing what they're doing currently, but if you really were to ask them, they don't want to do what they're doing another 20 or 30 years. They want to have control of their finances, have control of their time, have control of their life. And that's what this contact list is about. Now, when I look at this contact list, one of the things as we go into writing this, one thing you want to remember is never, ever, ever, ever prejudge anybody. Some people I thought, and I've recruited in this business, I thought would kill it, did absolutely nothing. Other people that came onto the team, I thought there's no way, have absolutely killed it. I've learned never to prejudge, and I look at this business as a gift. It has radically changed my life. It's changed the life of thousands of people on our team. I don't want to ever make a decision for somebody else, and neither should you. Do not be selfish with this opportunity, right? Either to help people look better, feel better, or make more money, or all the above. Don't be selfish with the gift that you have to offer other people. And so we want to get into this list. I hope you have this list in front of you. If not, grab a piece of paper and start writing down. First column, family. Let's start thinking about family. And when you think about this list, and as you're making out who's the most influential, who has the most resources, who has the biggest circle of influence, I want you to start thinking about this. Because again, you're not necessarily recruiting people, you're recruiting circles of influence, right? If you're watching this, I guarantee you have a circle of influence that I've never met. Now, if I recruited you on the team, now I have access to all those people. That's why your list never goes away. And honestly, the longer you're in this business, your list should be bigger than ever because people come and go. And you might recruit somebody that's all hot for 6 months and then quits. But those relationships that you've made over that 6 months, that's a new circle of influence for you, right? So let's start thinking about your family. Think about who's the most influential. Who do you know that's at a period of their life that they're not satisfied? They're looking for something new, right? Let's start writing those names down. And let's get at least 10 on this sheet. Start writing those names of your family members and really start getting into that. The next, right, you have your friends now. Okay, what about your friends? Who do you know that are really looking for something different, that are unsatisfied? Where we have some of the largest oil refineries in the world in our backyard. Yes, they pay very well. Most people make 6 figures plus a year, but it's like going to prison every day. You get bussed in, right? They pay you enough to tolerate it. Most people aren't looking forward to going to work. So I start thinking about my friends that I'm looking for difference. All right, you got your friends, your family. Let's think about business. Who do you know that's entrepreneurial? With this Prism device, who do you know that's in medical? Who do you know that's in fitness? Who do you know that is looking to leverage an intelligent device to create revenue, right? If I'm talking to a small business owner, I can show you how to create extra cash revenue now in your business. So let's start thinking about that, right? Who do you know in the business? And then just in your community. That could be people you know in church, people you know at different groups, networking groups, just friends and acquaintances, right? Like just people that you know out throughout the community. These are kind of those pillars, but you can also leverage social media, right? If someone updates their profile picture, man, I bet they think they look good in it or they wouldn't upload it. I use that opportunity to make a comment, a sincere comment. And then I reach out to them. I say, man, I just want to compliment you on your picture. That was a great picture of yourself. But have you ever, I know you and I maybe have never connected on a professional level, but let me tell you what we do, right? And I kind of open that conversation with them, right? So social media is an endless list of people, right? So making your contact list is vitally important. We want to make sure that this list is somewhere you can access it, whether it's in a ledger or a spreadsheet, and you're constantly adding to it. You're constantly continuing this dialogue because most people will say no on the first time, maybe the second. One of my biggest leaders said no to me for 18 months. I continued the dialogue and continued the relationship as friends. They joined our business and they've been business partners with us for over a decade, right? So you never know when timing is going to meet out, but I want you to make sure that you never, ever prejudge somebody and don't be selfish with this gift. This is a gift. You want to make sure that you share it with other people, because you never know whose life is you're going to change. You never know who's on their knees every night praying to God for an opportunity to change their life. And you could be that answer to a prayer. I know my sponsor was an answer to mine. So again, guys, get your contact list. It's vitally important because from there, then you know who to invite, which is the next part of this workshop. All right, guys, take care. God bless. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Massive thank you to Jason for that powerful training. All right, here's what I heard. Your contact list is your future income. It should be alive, growing, and organized, not a one-time homework assignment. Stop playing God with people's decisions. Your job is to offer the gift, not to prejudge who will say yes, who is too successful, or who is too busy. This business changes lives. For Jason, it meant going from overworked entrepreneur to present dad. For someone on your list, this business and Prism IO could be that same answer. Your action step from Jason's session: start or refresh your The 100 name list tonight and commit to adding 3 new names every single day. Protect that list, nurture it, work it. Jason just showed you who you're called to reach. Our next speaker is going to help you with how to invite them into the story so they actually take a look. If you've ever stared at your phone thinking, I don't want to sound weird, pushy, or salesy, this next speaker is about to change how you feel about inviting forever. Our speaker is Dr. Sierra Dedeker, Team Elite, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine and part of the OTG North America core team. Now, she is a scientist, a doctor, and a leader who could have stayed in a very respected traditional career. Instead, she chose to build here because she saw what we have as a way to truly change people's health and their future. Dr. Tira teaches that inviting is not begging for a favor, it's an act of service. We hold solid gold in our hands, a business model, and a 15-second Prism IO scan that can help people optimize their health, longevity, and lifestyle. Our job is not to convince, it's to create curiosity with the right words, clear the time, sincerely compliment, and confidently invite them to the next exposure. Tonight, she's going to help you craft your own powerful one-line invitation and show you exactly how to get people in front of the scan and the story. OTG family, notebooks out and hearts open. Help me welcome Dr. Kiera Dedeker.
All right, guys. Excited to share with you today. My name is Dr. Sierra Dedeker, and I am going to be talking to you about inviting to the business and inviting to get that Prism IO scan. So let's jump right into it. I've got some slides to share with you, and we are going to workshop through this. So hopefully you have your pen and paper ready to take some notes. So let me get these up here for you. All right. Okay, so art of inviting, and it truly is an art. When we talk about some of the word tracking that goes around it, words are powerful and carry momentum, and I'm going to walk through some of that with you guys today. So it's an act of service, right? What we have here is truly the gift of optimizing somebody's health and their longevity, which means living their very best life, right? So I want you to start with that foundation in mind, that the gift you have to give here is solid gold and not, hey, do you mind taking a look at this that I have going on here, right? The position of confidence that you have the gift of a lifetime in this Prism device and the opportunity around it is where I want you to stand when making this invitation. So that's pivotal in setting the groundwork for even making the invitation, right? So start there. Your job is to create curiosity, not to convince somebody. And this happens naturally when you're leading with authenticity and standing in your power. So what does that look like? There's some key points around inviting that I think are very important. Number one, clearing the time. And what does that look like? So I want to put you in the position of making this phone call, right? What is the first thing you're going to say? Hey, Sally, do you have a couple minutes? Once you clear the time, rather than just launching into your objective or even questions about what she's got going on in her world, it allows them to have an open mind about what you might be able to say next. They're like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, sure, I have a couple minutes. So I want you to think about what are the words and write those down that you would say when you pick up the phone, or when you send a voice clip or a message, right? Write that down. What do you say right now? Take a look at what you say right now, and is it powerful enough that if somebody said that to you, you would go, sure, I have a couple minutes. As a veterinarian, it happens to me all the time. Farm reps will call me, and if they don't clear the time, I tell them I'm with a patient, even though I'm not, right? If they don't have the respect to go, hey, do you have a couple minutes to speak with me about something? I'm not going to be receptive to whatever they have to say after that, even if it's the best deal in the world. So clear the time. Number one, audit what you're saying if it's not super powerful. Number two, compliment. Why did you think of them? Why did you pick up the phone and think Sally was the next best prospect? And that looks something like, hey, Sally, I know you're into health and wellness. You're going to want to take a look at this because I know you want to be the forefront of this launch. Curiosity is piqued, right? Okay. So creating that curiosity with that compliment is usually what I do, and I wrap it all in together with that same word tracking that I just shared with you. So key here is that it is an invitation to take a look, not the whole presentation. You can't explain the mega power behind Prism.io and the opportunity in 2 seconds in an elevator pitch, okay? You're getting them to the next event, the next opportunity to take a look at what we have, okay? Think about a movie trailer, if you will. It's just enough to get you to buy the ticket and head into the theater. And controlling all of the things that you want to say about how many prisms are launching and how excited you are, reel it in. Make it powerful. Have a one-liner that works for you, and that's what I want you to get to by the end of my presentation. What is it that you're going to say in one line that you pick up the phone and call somebody and say? And I'll give you some examples. Okay, and then committing them to the exposure, committing them to, hey, does Thursday at 10 o'clock work for you to take a look at this device? I want you to give one option. Two, I used to say two, this day and age gets people squirrely. For example, when I'm scheduling an appointment, I don't say, I've got a 1:30 Thursday, I'm open all day on Friday, and maybe have some time Sunday morning. What? Okay, the world is wild. Say 10 o'clock Thursday. If that doesn't work for them, you're going to find another time. Pick one. Commit them to that exposure. Get it on the books. Take a look at what you're currently saying. Is it too much, right? Are you giving them too many options and then they have analysis paralysis? Get it on the books. Commit them to that exposure, okay? So here are some entry words that you can say, how are you doing? Do you keep yourself open to opportunities outside of what you currently do to make income? That's one of mine. Are you satisfied with what you're currently doing? Rather than, for example, connecting with a mom friend the other day. Hey, how are you doing? Ooh, she's super stressed out, right? I said, oh, are you satisfied with what you're currently doing? Opens the door to brace for it, whatever this time of year that they might be up against. But where do you see yourself in 5 years? If you continue what you're doing now, will you be on that trajectory to be at those goals? Be bold enough to ask because you have a tool that they could implement that could make magic happen in their world. Next, who do you know, if they're not interested, that might be excited about helping me launch this device? And with all of these questions, you guys, people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it truly is about getting to their pain points. Where are they suffering and how can you help? As a healthcare professional, that's always been the way I've led. It's worked because they want to know that you've got an answer and a solution to what it is that they might be dealing with before you start pitching about a product, right? Even though you have 200 plus products and the very best one being the opportunity, you've got to know where that fits into their world. Okay. So what we have being this 5-second ability to measure cellular health and antioxidant density becomes this game changer. Okay. This becomes a family event when you get a scan done. So make sure you do it at their home. Scan whoever else is in the room, or if you meet them at work, scan everybody that tends to be curious about what you're doing. At a restaurant, scan the waitress. Be fearless about the invitation. Everybody deserves to know what their nutritional health score is. So transforming lives becomes your impactful PowerPoint. When you can have this ability to empower yourself to go, wow, I can really help somebody increase their nutritional density, feel better, live longer, and have an opportunity piggybacked with it, magic, okay? So let's get into what does this look like and what is some of the word tracking? What do I use? Creating that curiosity is powerful. So have you ever heard of the antioxidant scanner? Which really, I'm calling it nutritional wellness scanner at this point. Cellular health management has been a new one in the last week since I got my hands on this Prism. I know I'm fired up about this, guys. Have you seen this new technology that measures how your body is aging? Hold on to that one for a second. I want you to write that one down. Have you seen this new technology that measures how your body is aging? What? Who Who wouldn't want to learn about it after you hear that? Okay, it's so much bigger than just antioxidant scanning at this point. I thought about you because you're passionate in wellness. Okay, we're walking through all of the 5 C's here. Would you have a minute to take a look at this Thursday at 10 o'clock? Yeah, sure, Sierra, I'll meet you there. Rarely do I get a no, or we're busy, we have to find another time. Fine. But if you can use that word tracking, open the door, and this even says 15-second scan, 5-second scan or less on this device, it's amazing. What it's doing is changing behavior. That is the coolest part. So having the ability to have this prism versus what we traditionally had with the S3 allows somebody to scan every day. Or if you're my 9-year-old daughter, Madeline, multiple times a day after every fruit and vegetable she eats. I'm loving that. As a mom, that's a huge win. So here are some other examples of what I say. If I could show you something that measures your health in 5 seconds, would you be interested? I mean, I get people that go, ooh, I don't want to know. I'm like, really? Do you? I think you do. You just are a little afraid. Why? Because it's going to have you ownership over that number, and you're going to be required to do something about it if you care about your health, right? That's the objection. So most people, want to know what's going on inside of their bodies if you can show them in 5 seconds. You can show them in a line waiting for something at a holiday bazaar. I mean, it is so simple now with what we have with this 5-second scanner that should be in your back pocket. Take it everywhere. Invite anyone in your realm to have the ability to measure their nutritional health. Okay, so this allows for you to have an easy entry point for somebody to have ownership over their nutritional wellness and cellular health. What happens next? Invitation to take a look at products that will up-level that score for them. So when it comes down to this score, your job as the nutritional wellness coach delivering this score, right, is to then go, here it is right on the app. Here are the things you can do. It's right there, guys, to up-level your score. And it breaks it down by color and the things you can do. Yes, you can eat better, work out more, drink more water. And if you take our supplements, it will increase it and is guaranteed to do so. Win, right? Because the goal is subscription. You want subscription, but you don't want people to just go on it once. You want them to have ownership over their score, and they will when they have ownership over their number, which happens when that thing is in their pocket. So pre-sell the heck out of these things that you're going to have access to. That's my challenge for you. But I want you to sit and look at, and I know I've talked fast, but what is it that you wrote down when you pick up the phone to call somebody right now? I want you to take a second before we move on and go, if you were going to call your best friend right now and ask them to take a look at this business with you, what would you say? Hey, Sal, you've got to take a look at this. I've got the most innovative health and wellness device that is measuring cellular health. Do you have time Thursday at 10 o'clock to take a look at this? Or it can look anything similar to that that's going to be powerful enough to get them in front of you, to get the scan, to get the subscription. You can tweak it however it works for you, but I encourage you to keep it very simple. Commit them to action, commit them to the meeting with you, and then challenge them to take the subscription so that their life can change as well. All right, guys, have fun with that.
Massive thank you to Dr. Sierra for that masterclass on inviting. Here's the bottom line. Inviting is service, not pressure. You're offering solid gold, better health, better longevity, and a real option for change. That posture alone shifts your energy. Your words either open the door or shut it. Clear the time, sincerely compliment, then create curiosity with a simple, powerful line instead of a nervous 5-minute explanation. Commit them to an exposure. One clear time, one next step, and get the Prism IO scan booked so they can see their number and take ownership of their health. Your CTA from Dr. Sierra's session, write your own one-line invite tonight, practice it out loud until it feels natural. And then use it to book at least 5 Prism IO scan in the next 7 days. She just handed you the language. Now it's your turn to pick up the phone and use it. Okay, our next speaker is going to show you how to turn those invitations into powerful presentations that do the heavy lifting for you. If you've ever wondered, can I really do this? Can I really tell the story in a way people feel and remember? Our next speaker is exactly who you want to learn from. Our speaker is Paige Riffle, Circle of Excellence 2, 4-star team Elite Platinum, OTG NA Core Team, NTC Ambassador, and an amazing title of Woman Entrepreneur of the Year 2005. Paige spent 20 years in the sick care world, doing stroke recovery, working hospital hours from 6 a.m. to late evenings, charting at home after work. Nu Skin gave her a way to move into true wellness, create leverage, and build a lifestyle where she could be with her family and help others do the same. Tonight, she is teaching one of the most critical skills in our profession, how to present and tell the story. She'll show you the only two stories you must master, your personal story and the Nu Skin story, and how to weave trends, company, products, compensation, timing, and even Prismio into a simple, powerful message people can say, I can do that. OTG family, get your pen ready and your heart open. Help me welcome Paige Riffle.
Well, thank you, Toon, for that edification. It's fun to be part of this workshop and sharing some of the basics of what we do. Let me share my screen so that you guys can follow along. Okay. So my job is presenting and telling the story, which seems simple enough, and it's part of the basics that we are responsible for continually. And there's really two questions everyone's always thinking. Can I do this? Can I do what they are doing? And how? So let's take a look at that. There's really only two stories that you need to master: your personal story and the Nu Skin story. That's it. And it evolves over time, both the personal story and the Nu Skin story. Your personal story is your name, where you're from, your background, why Nu Skin, and the best part is. For me, I'm Paige Riffle. I'm from Santa Barbara, California. I come from a background being in the sick care field. I did stroke recovery for 20 years. Nu Skin gave me an opportunity to help with wellness and create a future that I could live on my own terms. And the best part is I live the life today because of the people that I've been able to help along the way. The Nu Skin story starts with the trends that are in the industry, the company, knowing a couple of bullet points about the company that are important, the products and why we're unique, the leverage or compensation plan, and the timing. So let's look at each of those. So this is a workshop. I want you to be thinking about you actually doing the work and putting this together so that it's your personal piece. But your name, that's easy. Where are you from? What's your background? And remember, if it's not important to say, then you leave it out of your story. Just the salient pieces that are going to help you be relatable to the person that you're talking to. So a very short piece about your background and why Nu Skin, and what the best part is. Each story that you tell should have those 5 components. So in taking this template out of your workshop book, I want you to fill this out and take a little bit of time. Obviously, your name and where you're from are the simplest pieces. The pieces that are most important with regard to your background and making that relatable to whoever you're talking to at the moment. And the why Nu Skin, and the best part is, I suggest you work with your upline a little bit to tease that out so it's short and it's powerful. And remember, the most important part goes last. The best part is you want to leave them with a wow. When we do testimonials in person or on stage or in groups, it's that last piece that people go, wow, I can get excited about that. I see why they're doing this. So you need to know your story, and your story will change over time. When I help people coach with this in the beginning, they didn't have income testimonials to share, but they had lifestyle stories to share. You're going to personalize it so that it's meaningful to you and others will be able to be inspired and motivated by hearing your story. The new skin story similarly has 5 pieces, and there are some salient pieces to each of these that we generally go through. The way I learned this is I listened to it over and over again when my upline did online calls before we had social media. And when we look at things like, the market trends, the gig economy, social media, wellness and beauty trends, the Internet of all things, the AI, all the things that are out there that people are excited about and embracing. You don't have to create the trends, they're already there. Our products and our technology, the science behind our products is what makes them unique and therefore why they work. Our technologies have been given awards all over the world for innovation. We hold the #1 at-home spa beauty device technology in the world, as ranked for the last 6-7 years in the industry. We have products that are in the physician's desk reference that have accolades where those in the medical field are excited about seeing that validation. Our products adhere to the 6S process, which you can look up online, but it talks about the sourcing and standardization and why our products are so unique and how when they're put together, they have this synergistic ability to create the very best absorption and effectiveness in the human body. The company, we're not a new company. We're not a fly-by-night. This company should do well. We're a 41-year-old company doing several $billion in revenue every single year in now 50 markets, having just opened India last month, November. So we're already very, very strong as a company, but constantly innovative and bringing the newest technology with Prism to the market that will blow everything right out of the water in the best way. And then our sales compensation, you want to make sure that you work with a company that has the best compensation available and it's rock solid for future leverage and lifestyle. We have that. I'm one of many Circle of Excellence members. I believe there are over 2,000 of us now. You can talk to your upline what that means, but there are many, 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 many people making hundreds of dollars a month to thousands, to tens of thousands, and much more because of this leveraged compensation plan. And then, of course, there's timing. So, timing being critical, and the most important part when you put it together with all those other 4 pieces to create the perfect storm. So, you just need to know a couple of pieces on each of those 5 components so that when you're weaving a story and talking to a new person, a new prospect, if you will, for product or business, that you can pull those pieces as needed so that they can see how strong we are and what a wonderful company it is to be part of. So, how to present? We present on social media, on Facebook, on Zooms, on 3-way calls with your upline, in small gatherings, whether it be a spa home party, whether it be a spa office party, whether it be a small hotel or huge hotel or convention meeting. There's many varied ways to present, and we use many tools to do that. So our business overviews, 3-way calls with coaches, Zooms, demos, live scanning events, live videos, TEUs, which happen once a month, our Team Elite universities that are held at our headquarters in Provo, conventions, and then those who are on social doing shout outs, Facebook and Instagram lives and stories, product groups. There's a plethora of ways that you can share the knowledge. What's most important is you get into action and you just do them. You get comfortable by doing them. Keys to telling your story: be relatable, be vulnerable, be authentic. And remember, facts tell, stories sell. People buy you before they ever buy any product or any company. They need to know that you're trustworthy and that you believe in what you're doing yourself, which is why it's so important to create your own story right out of the gate. So, how many success stories do you need to hear before you create your own? This is a simple system of duplication, doing the basics over and over again, and it contributes to success. this is my family. This allows me to be with my family more than if I had just a regular job working a 6 to 5 job, because that's kind of what I had. I had to be at the hospital at 6 a.m., coming home late, doing all my medical charting once I got home. Now I have the lifestyle most dream about, but only because I was willing to do the work first and be able to help others to do the same thing. So one final piece, just a reminder, the kickoff coming up 2026, you won't want to miss it. It's the Prism launch. Prism is the most exciting technology, truly intelligent wellness, and that's January 9th to 10th. So I will pass this back to Toon, and I thank all of you for participating. And I thank all of you for being here today, listening to this workshop. So take it away, Toon. Thank you.
Can we give another big thank you to Paige Riffle for that masterclass? What she just modeled isn't presentation talent. It's a repeatable framework you can borrow starting tonight. Here's what I want you to lock in. First, your story is not too small or too messy. In this profession, your story is the product. Okay? People buy you before they ever buy the kit. Okay? Second, when you follow her simple structure, name, where you're from, background, why Nu Skin, and the best part is suddenly your story becomes clear, duplicable, and unforgettable. Third, the Nu Skin story doesn't have to be a 40-minute lecture. A few strong bullets on trends, company, products, compensation, timing, and how Prism IO fits into that picture is enough to move people. Now here's your call to action from Paige. Tonight, write your 2 stories using her template and record a 2-minute video of yourself sharing them. Don't aim for perfect, aim for done. Send it to your upline or a running partner and get feedback. Then use that exact story in your next presentation or Prism IO Scan event this week. You just learned how to open hearts and minds with your words. Our next speaker is going to show you how to follow up on that interest and help people make clear decisions without pressure. If you've ever felt like you're working hard but still leaving money and impact on the table, Tracy is the one who's going to lovingly call you out on it. Our next speaker is Tracy Baum, Blue Diamond, 13 Success Trips, 7 years with Nu Skin, OTG NA Core Team, and NTC Chief Ambassador. Tracy didn't come in as a polished leader. She was a stay-at-home mom, walking out of a 20-year verbally abusive marriage, just looking for a way to feel fulfilled and support her family. This business gave her purpose, confidence, and a platform to help others rewrite their stories too. Her obsession and her superpower is follow-up. She'll tell you straight, most people don't fail in Nu Skin, they just fail to follow up. And tonight she's going to show you how to turn half-finished conversations into customers, affiliates, LOIs, and leaders using simple messages, multiple exposures, and a real tracking system instead of chaos. OTG family, get ready to be convicted and equipped. Help me welcome Tracy Baum.
Hey Toon, thank you so much. I am so excited to be here with you guys today. Workshop is one of my favorite things to do, and my topic is actually something I am very passionate about. And 7 years ago, I joined this business. I was looking for a way for me to find fulfillment, a way for me to find a way to have more time with my family. And it turned out to be way more than just making a little extra money. I found that there was a business that I could build, not having any type of background, just a stay-at-home mom who was going through a divorce and a 20-year verbally abusive marriage. And when I finally got the courage to get out, this opportunity fell into my lap and gave me purpose. It gave me fulfillment. And now I get to do this business with my husband, Patrick Baum, and we get to help others fulfill their dreams and goals. So I am so blessed to be here with you guys today. And I am going to share with you my topic, which is follow-up. And this to me is one of the most important pieces in our business. The whole workflow, this workshop that you're here doing today, completely changed my business. I came in through social selling, social building, and I was like this. I constantly felt like I didn't know what I was doing half the time. I was all over the place. And when I joined One Team Global, I found this system that completely changed the game. So today I am going to talk to you about follow up. And this is, to me, like I said, really, really important in your business because they say the fortune's in the follow up for a reason. And there's different ways that we follow up. We follow up with customers. We follow up with our affiliates. We follow up with LOIs, and you're constantly getting them from cold to hot. And so you don't want to miss out on this follow-up system that I am going to teach you today. So let's just start with customers because we know that that is, how we build our business, affiliates and customers. You want to have a healthy mix of both, right? And so this is a follow-up message that you can send to anyone that has ordered product from you. And it's simple, you guys. This is just, you can make up your own. I highly recommend in your own way, but this is a template for those of you that may be newer. Hey, Sally, I hope all is well today. I wanted to make sure that you got your firming cream. I know you will love it as much as I do. Also, do you have any questions I can answer? You can also use, hey, Sally, I hope you're doing great. I hope you're loving your Lumi Spa. I wanted to reach out because for best results, your Lumi Spa head will need to be replaced every 3 to 6 months. Were you wanting to order a replacement head soon? If not, no worries. So that is someone that maybe has used the Lumi Spa for a little while. But following up with customers is key because customers can turn into affiliates. And having that relationship with your customers is so important because they're going to tell their friends about you and they may possibly even, do shout outs for you. But making sure that you are following up with either with customers that maybe haven't purchased from you yet. And these are examples, but I love to make sure that I give them enough time to tell me no, right? So don't think that just because someone saw a post or someone reached out to you and they are ignoring you, which a lot of times they're not. We get busy. So it takes 6 to 12 exposures before someone says yes. Okay, so make sure that you are following up with these people that may have asked you for the firming cream. And let me tell you, sometimes when you give them what it is, and they may be giving their kids a bath or they're at the grocery store. So just because they don't answer right away doesn't mean they don't want it. And if they say no, maybe it's no right now, and you can always follow up later. Things change. But here are some examples. Hey, Sally, I hope all is well today. I know you were interested in the firming cream. I'm getting ready to ship orders out. Were you still interested, or do you have any questions I can answer? Hey, Sally, I wanted to reach out because I know you were interested in my sunless tanner. This weekend only, I'm offering 10% off. Let me know if you'd like to order or have any questions. Because sometimes if you kind of give them that push, it gets them, excited. Also, if you sent out links, you want to make sure that you put an expiration on it because I like to put expirations because then it gives me that reason to say, hey, Jessica, I know you were interested in the Meta, and just to let you know, the expiration is going to be on December 4th. So make sure that you get your order in. Let me know if I need to edit it. And that way it gives you a chance to get into a conversation to follow up. Now, you also want to follow up with potential business partners. So this is something you can send to anyone that has inquired about the business but hasn't signed up yet. Hey, Sally, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to check back in to see if you were still open to learning more about doing Nu Skin. It's a brand new year, and I'd love to help you make some fun extra cash if that's something you're interested in. Let me know your thoughts. Another follow-up could be, hey, Sally, I have some new developments since the last time we talked. I mean, hello, we are in the Prism IO era. This is now the time to go back to every single person that you have ever sent information to and say, hey, I know it's been over a year, but things change. You and I need to talk. I have some new developments that you may be interested in. When can we chat? So don't be afraid. This is the biggest piece of advice I can give you. Don't be afraid to reach out. Remember, it's 6 to 12 exposures. And I'm going to tell you, this follow-up process is where most people do not understand the business and they leave people on or open to going to someone else. And I've had so many people currently on my team that they bought toothpaste or a tanner from someone and they never followed up. I actually have a girl here local in Utah. She bought a facial spa from someone else. We met at the gym. We started talking. I actually invited her to the business because she's a real estate agent. And she was like, no, thank you. And then when I gave her a couple of samples, she goes, is this new skin? She's like, oh my gosh, I bought a facial spa from someone a long time ago, but she never followed up with me. You have to be obsessive about your follow-up. So I want to share with you a way that you can keep up with your exposures. Now, this is a template, and this is what you need to use in the beginning. However, once you get your business started, I highly recommend that you have some sort of Excel spreadsheet on a computer because paper gets lost. I used paper for years, and there are so many people that I did not follow up with properly and did not give enough exposures. And so you can have a follow-up system, whatever you want. I'm just going to talk about mine. In my Excel spreadsheet, I have a way that I can put up when is the next time I need to follow up with them. But I want to give you an example of what this looks like. And then we're going to have about 4 minutes for you to put some names down and follow up. Okay. So these are some examples of my follow up. Okay. Debbie, she's a customer of mine. Her first exposure was she saw a reel. We were not even friends. I don't even know how she found it. But then we had a phone call because she wanted to know about our supplements. Then I got her on a product Zoom talking about the youth and the meta and getting really deep into what the products do. Then I followed up with her after the Zoom. And then I actually she got on the supplements. Okay. She ordered on a subscription. And then I actually invited her to the business because she loved the youth. She was so excited about her M-Smart. And now we're in the follow-up stage and she's thinking about it. Okay. Mel, she is someone that is right close to being an LOI. She purchased youth from me and she loved it. So I got her on a product Zoom. Then we did a 3-way call with my upline. And then she was in town here in Utah. And so I invited her to New Skin. And she had a friend with her. And she brought her friend and her friend signed up. And now I'm getting them both on their way to LOI and on their way to brand rep. Then I have my friend Paige. She is qualifying brand rep. She was a Lumi customer of mine 7 years ago. My first Tanner customer. We went to high school together. And I invited her to the business years ago. 6 years ago, I invited her. She said no. And then when Prism came out, I invited her to take a look at the Prism. I told her about the technology. She was so excited about it. And then I got her on a business briefing. I have followed up with her. I now have invited her to kickoff. And then here I have Annie. She saw a post of mine. We got on a call. She was really excited about having the products in her salon. I followed up with her twice. I made a phone call and placed an order with her, and she is ready to go. So now I want you guys to do your own exposures right now. We're going to take about 3 to 4 minutes, and I want you to think of people that you are currently have been in conversation with. Maybe someone that wanted to know about the business. Write their name down. Maybe you have a customer that has bought from you over and over. Have you invited them to the business? Maybe you have someone that just purchased last week, Meta. I highly recommend that you do a follow-up and do an unboxing ceremony where you talk to them about how to use the products properly. If they are on multiple subscriptions, they need to know when to take them, how to take them, and that is so important that you also teach them how to take their measurements and do pictures because it's really, really important for them to have that information so they can track their stuff. So now I'm going to go ahead and just be quiet and I'm going to do my own follow-ups and then I'll come back on in about 3 to 4 minutes. But I want you to be head down right now, thinking of people. Maybe there's someone that was a brand affiliate that you need to follow up with, or someone that you met at the gym or the nail salon. Just write their names down. And then what is the next exposure that you need to do? Okay, we're going to go ahead and do that now. All right, you guys, I am going to share one more thing with you that I hope that really helps you, especially if you've been in the business a little bit longer. Go to your V&G and reach out to every single customer. And if you missed a follow-up. If you had a customer that you never followed up with, it doesn't matter. Don't feel like you are going to look bad. I literally just say, "Hey, listen, I am so sorry I did not follow up with you, and I wanted to reach out and see how things are going. And if they had a subscription and they stopped taking the subscription, ask them, say, "Hey, I just want to check in and see. I saw that you stopped your subscription. Is there anything that I can do? Is there anything that we can talk about?" And maybe that's an opportunity that you can offer the business. So there are so many ways for you to follow up and keep having exposures with people. And remember, especially when it comes to the business, if they say no now, that doesn't mean no forever. And if you do not stay in contact with them, I promise you someone else will. And now with Prism, there is no better time for you to follow up with every customer who has ever purchased from you and simply just say, "Hey, I know I haven't talked to you in a while, but I value your opinion as a customer, and I am really, really excited about this new technology. And I'd love to share with you what we're doing, where we're headed. Let me know if I can get on a 15, 20-minute call with you. That's all you got to say. So be brave, be bold. And now is the time for you to get with every single person that you can and offer the business. Get with your customers, make sure that they are using the product properly. And we'll see you guys at kickoff. All right, Tune, back to you. And thank you, thank you, thank you so much for having me on today to talk about my favorite subject, follow-up. Bye.
Huge shout out to Trace for that wake up call on follow up. Okay? Here's what we can't pretend we didn't hear. The fortune really is in the follow up. Customers, affiliates, LOIs, they all move from cold to hot because you stay in their world, not because of one perfect message. It takes 6 to 12 exposures for most people to say yes. When you disappear after 1 or 2, you're basically handing them to someone else who will stay consistent. Leaders track. They're obsessive about follow-up lists, notes, and next exposures, and they're circling back right now with a new reason to talk, the Prism IO era, and a whole new story to share. Your CTA from Tracy's session, open your VNG and your messages tonight. Make a simple follow-up tracker, spreadsheet, notebook, whatever, and send at least 10 intentional follow-up messages in the next 24 hours, including to old customers and past no's, using Prism IO as your new development. Tracy just showed you how to rescue lost volume and lost leaders. Our next speaker is going to show you how to take those re-engaged people and get them started in the business the right way so they actually stick and grow. You've ever signed up a new affiliate and watched them quietly disappear, this next session is your reset button. Our speaker is June Sun, Circle of Excellence 1, Team Elite Platinum, 16 years with Nu Skin, and a key leader on the OTG North America core team. June was a Silicon Valley high-tech professional working for some of the largest software companies in the world. When the 2009 financial crisis hit and layoffs swept through, she saw clearly that corporate life was never going to give her the security and freedom she wanted. She found Nu Skin just as the facial spa and age-lock science were launching, went full-time within 3 years, and has since built a global business that checks every box she had for her life. Tonight, she's teaching one of the most leveraged steps in System 7, getting started. Not hype, structure. How to run a powerful 30 to 40 minute onboarding consult in the first 24 to 48 hours, uncover a new affiliate's deep why, set clear short-term goals, build a focused contact list, and coordinate with your mentor so people start fast instead of stalling. OTG family, if you want builders who actually launch, not just enroll, lean in and help me welcome June Sun.
Hi, this is June Sun. I'm located in Columbus, Ohio. I was former Silicon Valley high-tech professional working for largest software companies in the world. Until 2009, I encountered the first financial crisis. I saw many layoffs, and I realized the corporate life is not going to give me the life I wanted to have. So I was very lucky. I got introduced to Nu Skin when Nu Skin was launching the first facial spa and their gene expression science technology age-lock. In 3 years, I went full-time with Nu Skin and launching the business all over the world. So this is my 16th year with Nu Skin. I'm so grateful because this platform fulfilled everything I want in my life. So today, I wanted to talk about one of the very important steps for System 7, getting started. We all know that it's the first thing, for you to get started within a month is very, very critical. With the previous steps, we learned the basics. And now you really wanted to have a one-on-one consultation with your mentor, ideally within 24 hours or 48 hours when you start becoming the brand affiliate. And so with all the fundamentals we learned, and this is going to be the perfect opportunity for you to learn from your mentor who's got a tremendous experience for doing the business. And I normally work with the new affiliates, like schedule one-on-one consultation for around like 30 or 40 minutes and to really help the new people get started. So the first very important thing I wanted to really discuss with the new affiliates, their why and their deep why they're motivated, why they're committed to the business. And I get to know them more. So it's very good opportunity for you to discuss your deep why. And maybe you wanted to make extra income as a housewife, or maybe as a business professional, you wanted to be living a more flexible life. So, and you like having a plan B for your business, for your career. And sometimes like people wanted to get retired early. So the deep why is very important for your sponsor to understand your long-term goal and to help you with their specific plan. And we all know that now there's so many different ways to start the new skin business. You can go online, you can do offline, one-on-one, in person. There are many ways. And however, the fundamentals are always same. So let's talk about what you need to discuss with your mentor at this getting started meeting, right? The first, we want to set a very specific goal. And we learned that you can have the long-term goals, like how much money you want to make. And however, for you to get started, let's focus on short-term goals. Maybe they're for a month, like within a month. And what could be your monthly goal? Maybe the LI, which is like 1,000 points to get you started qualifying for brand representative. And also you could be thinking about maybe 2,000 points for the monthly goal. We wanted to start from a small goal. So I normally help the new brand affiliates start a small weekly goal, like 500 DCSV. And maybe the 500 could be 2 Renew Spa, or maybe the 5 subscription for wellness products, 5 Lumi Spa. And you can discuss that with your mentor from the deadline for the small goal. I really suggest a small weekly goal, even 250 points. That could be a very good small goal. And be very specific, and depending on your passion. You want to focus on Lumi Spa or wellness products or Renew Spa, or just to be very specific. And so you don't get overwhelmed. And this is something very important. And then second thing, think about creating the contact list. It doesn't matter you go online or offline. It's better for us to start business with people we know, people we trust. So creating a contact list, and I normally work with a new affiliate list, maybe 15 or 20 names. And as you learn from the previous creating contacts, the practice. And then it's a perfect opportunity to discuss the contact names with the sponsor. And I will normally discuss maybe top 5, the top 5 contacts you want to reach out to invite. And we discuss what could be the person's the background, their potential interest. They might be interested in business, or might be interested in products, skincare, or wellness. So identify their key pain points or the priority for the person based on their background, and that will help you to invite with a better strategy. The third thing is inviting. as we start our business, and we wanted to invite a person to check out our product or the business opportunity. So inviting is very personal as well. And we also need to discuss for your contact list, maybe the top 5 people, and how can you invite a person. And we can talk about their maybe inviting for a demo party, and maybe inviting for a 15-second scanning. And so there, or just inviting someone online and to go to one of your online party. So it could be very personal as well, depending on your business plan, your focus, or your passion. And so that's the inviting part. And presenting, most of the time, presenting will be you will want to invite your sponsor, your mentor to present with you together or present for you. So that will be the discuss the time, availability with your mentor, and how your mentor can help you present in person or online. So these are very good steps to discuss with your mentor when you schedule the one-on-one getting started consultation time with your mentor. And this is with that, and that will help you start the business right away within the first week and within the first month.
Big thank you to Jun-san for showing us what a real getting started looks like. She just gave us a blueprint, not a suggestion. First, every new affiliate deserves a one-on-one strategy session in the first 24 to 48 hours. Not a link, not a PDF, an actual conversation. That's where you dig for the deep why and find out what they really want this business to change in their life. Second, you don't leave goals vague. You help them choose a clear short-term target, weekly DCSV, first LOI, first few subscriptions, something they can hit in the next 30 days, not someday. Third, you build a starter contact list of 15 to 20 names, pick the top 5 together, and plan exactly how you'll invite them and when you and your mentor will present, online, in person, or with a Prism IO Scan event. Your call to action from June: pick one person, a brand new sign-up, or a quiet affiliate, and schedule a 30 to 40 minute getting started consult in the next 48 hours using her structure. Don't just enroll them, launch them. Our next speaker is going to show you how to plug those launched partners into the ongoing habits and culture that turn a good first month into a long-term advancing leader. If you've ever felt like you're working your business but not really building a team, this next session is for you. Our speaker is Gary DeRitter, Circle of Excellence 2, Team Elite Platinum, 16 years with Nu Skin, OTG NA Core Team, and NTC Ambassador. Gary is a lifelong coach. He started as a college basketball coach, then moved into the software world, building and selling a tech company before choosing Nu Skin as his vehicle for leverage and impact. He knows what most people miss. You don't just build volume, you recruit and coach a winning team. Tonight, he's going to show you how real teamwork works in our profession, how to set expectations with new partners, how to match your time to their commitment, how to use simple tracking tool to find lockers, the future leaders in your legs, and how to work through people, not just with them, so your organization grows deep, strong, and stable, especially in the Prism IO era. OTG family, this is Leadership School. Lean in and help me welcome Gary DeRitter.
Hey there, it's Gary DeRitter here, and it's a pleasure to spend a little bit of time with you talking about teamwork. It's a subject that's kind of near and dear to my heart, having been a coach on a number of occasions in a number of areas throughout my life. So I'm going to share my screen and let's get down to it and let's talk about it, and then let's go to work on it. So just some of my background. I'm a former college basketball coach, like right out of school. I coached, and then I got involved in the software business. My brother was in the computer industry. His company moved him to California from New Jersey, where we grew up. And they hired me, moved me, and I shifted gears entirely. And I began coaching people in how to use computer systems and selling mid-range business software. And it was quite an experience. Along the way, got introduced to network marketing, thought this was a better way to go about it. loved the leverage of it. So left that industry, sold that company, and went forward in the direct selling industry. Also a grandfather, and I'm in Vegas right now where my grandkids are. You know, talking about coaching, this was my third team that I was coaching. I was 24 years old in this picture. I swear to you that corduroy jackets, turtlenecks, and Fu Manchus were definitely in at the time. This team won a lot of games, and they learned a lot about teamwork along the way, and so did I. But one of the lessons I really learned was that you've got to recruit a good team. You've got to recruit good players. This was a team comprised of people who had been stars in high school, and we put it together and we competed very effectively on the court. So that's my first lesson and suggestion for you is put together a great team. We're going to be talking about that. Now, when it comes to this industry and this business, I've been with Nu Skin 18 years now, Team Elite in multiple years, Team Elite Platinum, Circle of Excellence 2. And I learned a lot of things from coaching that were applicable directly into building the business. But I also learned this, that with our system, you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. And it's really important to understand how that's going to work. You know, this is not straight from System 7 or One Team Global, but this is something that we do on our team. It's when somebody comes on board, we want clear communications with the new person. So right away, this is part of a form that we use where right up front, we want people to identify why are they involved? Why did they get started with Nu Skin? For some, it's really just they want to make a little extra money, or maybe they want more time. Perhaps there's a different purpose, but it's great to get it in writing so that there's no misunderstanding. In addition, while you're setting expectations, you begin to ask questions like, do they want to go slow, medium, or fast? Now, you might just do this in your notes right now as I'm talking you through it. Maybe take some notes on this and walk through this yourself. What is your purpose? What are you looking to accomplish? How quickly do you want to go? We also have a conversation about comfort zone because there are some elements in this business that might be different than whatever you've done in the past, and it might take you out of your comfort zone. It's good to know that up front, to have a conversation about it so you can support new people the way they need to be supported. Also, preparing somebody that not everybody says yes to the products, not everybody says yes to the business. And it's really just a question of when they say no, you just say next, you go to the next person on the list, and you don't take it personally because it's all about timing. And, you know, it's true, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. It's really sifting and sorting, looking for the right people for whom this is the thing they should be doing, and doing it with you. Then we also like to make sure people take ownership for their own results and that they've set a commitment and they're serious about doing this before we're willing to invest time. It's sort of a partnership thing where they put in time, we put in time, we have to match that up. And speaking of time, there is the scheduling and the blocking of time. You know, you can accomplish tremendous things in very part-time hours in this business. You can also waste full-time hours in the business. It's really about being productive and knowing what to do when it's time to be in action. So that's part of the blocking time and scheduling time and walking through. And then there is this form that I hope you're using the workshop forms, but I want to direct you to this one. And initially, when we look at this, kind of just a bunch of names and numbers, right? But I'm going to go through columns 1, 2, and 3, but we're going to start actually with column 4. And this is your group that you're inviting, people that you're initially getting to work with and having some form of a follow-up system. You can do that online, you can do that offline, but being professional in your follow-up is really critical, and being organized. And at least once a month with our workshop, taking a good look at this again and then filling in the names. So right now, if you have this form, use the form. If not, just take a piece of paper, use these column headings. L1, G1 stands for level 1 or generation 1. Level 1 is if it's a brand affiliate you've personally sponsored. Generation 1 is if that person has become a brand rep that you've personally sponsored. That's in the first column. The next column is for locker. I'll define that in a moment. The next column is focus. And finally, you could draw a line down next to that column, the fourth column to the right with name. Just draw a straight line straight down to the left of name, because that's separate. I don't want to confuse you. The first three all kind of work together, but that column to the right is a separate grouping, and that's where we're going to go first. Those are people that you're inviting right now, you're following up with right now. You're looking to set up a scanning opportunity with them with Prism, or you're looking to meet with them one-on-one or on Zoom. You're looking to send them some information. Whatever it is, you're in the recruiting process with this group of people. So who is the group? Well, we've already talked about your contact list and the FFBC, the family, friends, business, and community. I add church and community because often people have a social following there or a connection there. But one way or another, these are the people that you're going to shift onto that list, and you're going to manage and work with that list. Now, don't hang on to those people too long. Your job is really to get the names off the list and to move on to the next group of names. And you're really, once again, just sorting and sifting to get there. Okay, so that's the concept, taking it from what you've already been looking at, which is this FFBC, and then taking it to the list. But now let's go to this other side, and we're going to break this down. So as people come on board, say yes, and come on board as a member, or maybe they're going to be a brand affiliate, but they're really just a product user now with intent to become a business builder later. It's okay to put them on the list as well. And when you do, you're going to want to start looking at who can you build the team with through them. So in other words, here's you with your family, friends, business, and church or community contacts. But very quickly, you're going to sponsor somebody. So while you're maybe talking to some of these, perhaps somebody from the community comes on board. And they've got their own list of family, friends, business, and community. But in some cases, there's overlap. In other words, some of your family might be some of their family, especially if you're working through family. Then you might have common people there, or you might have common friends, or you might have common business associates, or common community or church associates. When you do, there's a simple strategy that we typically employ. It looks like this. If you're recruiting this person, and I'll use A, call her Amy. So if you're bringing Amy on board, then it's likely that you and Amy both know some of the same people. So you could say to Amy, you know, Amy, as we're looking to build your team, I've been thinking that you and I both know a couple of key people that I'd like to be talking to about the business, but why don't we work together to bring them onto your team? And so, you know, we'll go to B for Betty. And so maybe Betty is one of those candidates. And so Amy is now going to sponsor Betty. Just approaching it that way with that kind of conversation with Amy does multiple things. Number one, it's going to open Amy's mind up to who is a candidate for the business. Number two, Amy's going to feel like you're working together as opposed to in competition. Like Betty's going to be part of my team? Yeah, let's do that together. We'll bring her on board and let's build. All right, well, that's great. That makes a lot of sense. It also sends a sense of urgency to Amy because Amy subtly now knows that you're interested in talking to Betty. So why wouldn't Amy want Betty on her team as opposed to if she doesn't come on board, Betty is part of your team, maybe later Amy goes under her. You see, that's a sense of urgency and it's creating a little bit of fear of missing out on the part of Amy. So she does look to come on board. And then we do the exact same thing with the next person and the next person. So back to this form, what you're going to want to do is begin to put in those names. And then in the area of focus, who will you be working with? So in this case, Amy is filled in on the first line and Betty is on the second or the third line over here. Okay. So please do that as I'm walking you through some of this, but put a few of the names down. Maybe they're on board already. Maybe they're just in your mind, people you want to lock in and have on board, part of your team. That's okay, but get those down and then think about some people that you know in common that you could work with your person to bring on that person. Okay? So let's get back to here. Now, let's take this to the next level down. So Amy has sponsored Betty. Together, you all might know Clarice, right? And so C for Clarice comes on board. And now suddenly you're building deeper and you're working as a team. So this is the teamwork portion to it. And together you bring in David, and David brings in a leader. Now, the leader, how do we distinguish a leader? It's really by action. It's by energy, activity. It's not potential, because potential doesn't always cut it in this business. There are people with great potential who never take action. So you're looking for someone who plugs into every Zoom, every call, wants to go to the events, wants to meet with you, maybe reaches out to you and says, hey, can you meet with somebody with me? Or can I have you on a call with me? Or can you do a Zoom for me? And who is working with this leader? Well, certainly the sponsor, but it's also in your best interest to continue to work in this leg, because when you have success here, it's success for everybody in between. And it's your job to keep everybody posted. In other words, let's say a new person has come on board. A new person has bought a Prism. A new person is ready to roll. A new person is really excited about things. Well, you can reach out to her sponsor, and then her sponsor, and sponsor, touch base with each of them, tell them the story. It's motivating, it's exciting, it creates confidence, it's building success. And with each of these people in between, they now have greater motivation to talk to the next person, to bring another line on board, to sponsor again and again. And their story gets stronger each time they do it. So that person in that L position, we call that a locker. Simply what that means is it's a person somewhere deeper in your organization who is someone who's committed, who's serious, who is destined to be a leader. They have Blue Diamond written all over them, Team Elite, they're excited. And that's the person that's really going to lock in that leg. And everybody in between has that much more incentive to work the business. Now, interestingly, let's say Amy, for whatever reason, the timing isn't right, she's not right, whatever it is, she decides not to do the business. That's fine. Everybody else moves right up to you. So Betty now becomes your level one or your generation one. That's the nature of our plan. We call that compression. It's a very good thing that the business plan compresses so that you can get paid on the people that you're working with who are having success. It's one of the great features of our compensation plan. So that's how this form works. I'm going to give you just a minute or two now to continue to fill in some names, especially in column 1 and in column 4. And if you happen to know who the locker is in any one of your legs currently, put it in there. And if in any one of those legs, you're also working with somebody underneath the person you sponsored, put that into column 3. But you'll now have some place to work with, and a place where this is organized, you can go back and refer to it, update it, add to it, and that's going to help you through the course of the month. And then next month, honestly, you're going to do this again, because some of the names from this first column are going to disappear and many new names will be added. We're in a period of time right now that's really a great recruiting season, and it's because of Prism. And man, oh man, what a great time for you to fully take advantage. You know, Jim Rohn said this. He said, the big challenge is to become all that you have the possibility of becoming. You cannot believe what it does to the human spirit to maximize your human potential and stretch yourself to the limit. Jim Rohn was an amazing speaker, trainer, author. They called him America's foremost business philosopher. I happen to know Jim personally. He passed away more than a decade ago. What a great guy and what a great inspiration. If you can ever tune in to any Jim Rohn videos, any YouTube, any of his writing, do so. He will absolutely have impact. You know, we're at, as I say, one of those unique points in time. I've got a lot of experience in the industry, and I can tell you it's rare that you have something so special that you know it's going to change everything. See, this device helps you to sell. It helps you to create subscriptions. It helps people to have insights about what's going on inside their body. But more than anything, I see this as a business tool. It helps you to sponsor. It helps you to coach people through whatever reservations they might have about our business, our industry, whatever. They can't resist the timing of bringing Prism into the marketplace. It's a huge, huge opportunity. So I thank you for being part of this. Have a great time today. Take all of these notes from all of these wonderful presenters and facilitators and put it to work. Take care.
Big thank you to Uncle Gary for that leadership clinic on teamwork. He just reminded us of a few things we can't ignore. Now, first, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Only if you actually work the system as a team sport. Clear expectations, honest conversations about pace, and matching your effort to theirs. Second, professional track their team, not just their points. Using his L1 locker focus structure, you always know who you're building with, who you're building through, and where the next leader is emerging. Third, Prism IO is the perfect team building tool. It gives you a reason to reconnect, run scan events together, and create momentum down the leg that pulls everyone up through compression and shared wins. Your call to action from Gary: print or recreate his teamwork form. Before this week is over, identify at least one potential locker in each active leg, map out who you're working through, and schedule a 3-way strategy call or Prism IO event with them. Gary just showed you how to think and act like a head coach of your organization. Our next speaker is going to show you how to anchor that teamwork in daily habits and OTG culture so your growth is not just exciting but sustainable. If System 7 stays interesting information after tonight, we all wasted 2 hours. That's why we saved this next leader to drive it home. Our final core speaker is Patrick Baum, Circle of Excellence 1, Blue Diamond NTC Chief Ambassador, 21 years with Nu Skin, and a key part of the OTG NA core team. He helped shape how One Team Global and System 7 are used around the world. Patrick isn't just a top earner, he's a guardian of our culture. He's closing the workshop by drilling into the 4 foundational principles that sit under everything we've talked about: duplication, edification, respecting sidelines and no cross-lining, and consultation. These are the rules of the game that protect your business, your team, and your reputation while you build massive leverage in the Prism IO and India era. OTG family, this is the part that turns a system into a legacy. Lean all the way in and help me welcome again Patrick Baum.
Once again, Toon, thank you so much. And it's great to close this out today and talk about the key foundational principles of System 7 of One Team Global. As you guys have gone through this system today and you've learned, the workflow and learned about the event cycle and learned about core habits, we want to now talk to you about the importance of these foundational principles of duplication, edification, respecting sidelines, no cross-lining, and consultation. These underlie our whole system and will help you build a successful business if you follow and live by these values and principles that we have with One Team Global and System 7. So let's start off with duplication, you guys. Like we said at the beginning, when Nathan Ricks developed One Team Global and System 7, along with key leaders in our organization and in our business and around the world, every single one of them understood and knew that to create a business of leverage, so you have the flexibility, a business that would grow, so you have the leverage and flexibility to live life on your terms. It was all dependent upon a system of duplication, meaning that you could go out and create teams all over the world and have this system of duplication to grow and build leverage and have volume coming in. And so this is a key value to understand and know that the system, in our system, you have to duplicate, right? To build this business that is going to pay you every single month and create that MRR, monthly reoccurring revenue, it's going to be through duplication, okay? So that's principle and value number 1. Number 2, edification. Everything we do in our business, we edify each other. We edify the company, we edify the products, we lift and build each other up, right? We don't devalue other people. And so as you're introducing people, we want to do things that will lift them, that will build them. We want to talk about them in ways that will build them and lift them up, meaning we don't talk negatively about any other leader. right? We don't talk negatively about the company. And let's say the company makes a mistake, which they do every once in a while, right? I mean, we're all not perfect. I make mistakes. We don't bring them down, right? We want to do everything we can to lift and edify each other. So edification is a key important principle in everything we do. As we, build our partners up, as you noticed today, Tune edified every single person, lifting them up, talking about their successes and their qualifications, to talk about what they did. This is really important. It's something we do. So we're edifying the company all the time, we're edifying our products, and we're edifying each other, and we edify the system, right? Because we know it's proven to create success. And so edification is a key principle and value that we live by in our business. And we want to make sure we're always lifting people and not pulling people down and raising them up, right? And so just know and understand, the more you do it, the more you live your life like this, people will do the same for you. And you watch, everyone will be happier, everyone will have more success. And it's an incredible principle and value to live by. Now, leading into respecting sidelines and no cross-lining. Now, in our business, just know and understand, cross-lining is a sideline is a noun, right? Cross-lining is a verb, it's an action, right? And so we don't cross-line, and we respect sidelines, meaning, now I have people in my organization, they're in my organization, right? There's also people that we work with that are not in One Team Global. So we always want to respect them by edifying them, by lifting them, right? But there's a few key things that we always want to do, okay? We never want to ask people, for example, how much money they make, okay? And we never want to go in, because what does that do? If they're not making as much money as someone else, it makes them feel little. We also don't want to go in and say, what's your pin title? Okay, just know and understand and say, hey, what's your experience in the business? What do you love about the business? It doesn't matter their pin title. You're going to hear their pin title when they're speaking on stage. You're going to know who the leaders are. You're going to know as people build their business and they rise through the business and through the ranks, as we like to say. You're going to get to know that just by seeing them on stage. But if you go out and you say, hey, what's your pin title? And someone maybe is only gold. Okay, well, man, you know what? Gold's amazing. But if you're like, one person says, well, I'm a team elite and I'm only a gold, it makes them feel little, right? So we don't ask those types of questions. And this is what we mean by respecting sidelines, is we want to do everything we can to lift them and edify them. Now, no cross-lining means we also don't go out and we don't train other people's teams, right? We're not going to go out and especially, like, let's say you're on stage and you're sharing your story and someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, you know what? I don't have an upline right now, or my upline's checked out and kind of retired. Would you mind training me or doing some things with me? And you have to respect everybody in this business by saying, hey, we're going to find your upline that can support you and help you build your business. Because I may be doing something different than their uplines, and I do not want to step on their toes. I may be doing my application a little different. For example, if I'm coaching something and then their upline is coaching something else, they're not going to want me to go and coach that, because that's going to create confusion. And so we always want to respect the sidelines by not cross-lining, by not coaching other people. Now, we can have friends in the business and we can support each other and we can love each other and we can build each other up, but we don't go train other people's teams. Okay? And we don't let other people, and I don't want to go train other people's teams, and I don't want my people going and being trained by other people's teams. And so that is a principle and value that we need to live by. So respecting sidelines and no cross-lining, continually lifting people up, and then respecting everybody else's business, okay? Number 4, consultation. You guys always want to be in consultation with your upline, meaning you want to be going and talking to them and talking about how you can do the business. And you want to do this on a monthly, if not weekly basis, right? So I'm in constant communication with the people I'm working with in the business, right? Helping them out. And in hope, in turn, they're coming to me going, hey, what can I do better? How can we create better teamwork? What can we do to grow my business? And a lot of times, as we go through the workflows, we go through System 7, having a consultation will show us where the points where we're not doing well, right? For example, if I'm inviting a ton of people, right, but I'm not getting enough people in the presentation, then there's probably something I'm not doing right in my invitation, okay? And for example, or if I'm doing a ton of presentations and however I'm not getting people signed up, then there's probably something in the presentation, right? So having consultation will pinpoint where these bottlenecks are happening. And because the leaders in our business understand and know, and they come from experience and a knowing place, they can help you. They can help you have success. They can help you build your business. And so consultation is key. And you need to be doing this every single month. So you guys, this is System 7 in a whole. Okay, the workflow, the special events, the core habits. If you're doing all of these things, no matter what your application is in the business, you'll have success. And if you underlie it with those 4 key values and principles, guys, you will have a successful business. I can promise you, the system works. It's amazing. It's proven. We have leaders all over the world that use this system. And it's created so much success, so many circle of excellence earners, right? People have earned 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, right? In our business, you guys, there's thousands of these people. And why? It's because they follow System 7. They build their business off of this proven system that allows you to build the business your way, right? But follow a system that will create success. All right, you guys, with that, I appreciate each and every one of you. Make it a great day. We'll be back here next month. We'll do this again. You can come in and watch the recording every single month. Go through your workflows. You can set your goals. You can create your contact list. You can add to it every month. You can, go in and learn how to invite better every single month. Talk about presenting, follow up, getting started teamwork. You can do these things every single month. You can always improve on the system, right? Go and have consultation to make sure you're doing your core habits, to make sure you're following the workflow, and of course, make sure you're attending the events. Okay, really, really important. So with that, let's make it a great day. Let's go out and crush it. We got the launch of Prism.io coming out. You'll be able to use this amazing tool to create an incredible business all over the world, you guys. And I'm so excited what we're going to do here. I mean, it is amazing. And as I always say, we'll see each and every one of you on the best beaches of the world. Go make it awesome.
Huge thank you to Patrick for putting the anchor in the ground. He reminded us that duplication is how you create true freedom. Edification is how we protect culture and trust. Respecting sidelines and no cross-lining keeps the field clean and safe. And consultation is how you find your bottlenecks and fix them fast with your upline so you can grow your solid business. But we're not done yet. We have special gifts for you and bonus speakers from OTG leadership who are going to go even deeper on key skills for this new 2026 era, India opening and the global rollout of Prism.io. So stay plugged into our OTG education program and OTG social channels. Our OTG community will be able to access this workshop in our Kajabi as well as our OTG YouTube channel, and that includes our future bonus training as well. And then here's the non-negotiable. Do not build this year without OTG events on your calendar. Lock-in kickoff at the beginning of the year and Success Summit mid-year. Those 2 events will do more for your belief, your leadership, and your team's momentum than anything else you can buy. Your call to action: choose one principle Patrick shared that you will tighten up immediately in your own behavior. Message your upline tonight and book your next consultation call. Grab your planner and circle the next OTG event and commit to bringing at least one new person with you. This workshop was never meant to be a one-time inspiration. It's your playbook for the next 12 to 24 months as India Open and Prism.io explodes worldwide. On behalf of the OTG core team, thank you for showing up, for staying hungry, and for choosing to grow. Let's go run the system, fill the events, serve these 2 massive waves together, and we'll see you at kickoff at Success Summit and on the best beaches of the world.